what our team's going to be. We're going to be adaptable. We're going to be violent. We're going to be explosive, and we're going to be smart. We will maximize the talents of the players that we have, and that's how we're going to win games. And don't get it twisted, we're going to win games.
Look, I know I may be jumping the gun on this. It is only week 2, and the Cardinals didn't even win both games, but here we are. Or here I am. You're not here. You're probably on your bed, melting. Kyler Murray is looking like he's back in MVP form. James Conner just continues to lank.
Let a naysayer know.
That
Bill
is
O'Brien.
not what I thought.
Is that not what you thought?
Boy, let a naysayer know.
Let a naysayer know.
Of course.
The professional's right in the middle of his league. That's all right.
And Marvin Harrison Jr. finally earned his spot at the dinner table again after a nothing burger in week 1. Although the defense hasn't been very good, especially the run defense, you could say that this offense is firing on all cylinders. I mean, Kyler Murray just looks like he's straight up back in MVP form. I think people just forgot what a healthy Kyler Murray with a couple offensive answers is like. It's a bit frantic and scary, but boy does he deliver on scramble downs. The Cardinals are playing at home against the Lions this Sunday, which will be a great test for them. Based off how the last couple games have gone, I wouldn't be surprised if I end up taking the over on this. I mean, defenses have been rough. Don't know what the Lions have really been up to. They've been, I know it's not been the best. I just don't understand. This is a team I thought for sure was shooting for a Super Bowl, yet I'm kind of wondering if the Cardinals are just going to outplay them offensively the whole game and win in a shootout. Speaking of short quarterbacks that I spent the offseason betting my future children on, unlike Kyler Murray, Bryce Young is off to a very unfortunate start to this season. As you saw in the opening scene of this video, I made a whole other video entirely dedicated to Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. Go check it out if you'd like. It was pretty great. I'm really proud of that video. But I didn't necessarily make a video for Bryce and the Panthers. One thing I did do, like I said, is talk about them all off season and about how much better they got and how they'll be watchable and how Bryce will be fine. 2 weeks in, Bryce is benched. The Panthers suck. They've been outscored 700 million to a negative integer. Doesn't really matter which one. It was just low. And now I look goofy. I felt really strong about all the moves that the Panthers made this offseason, especially bringing in head coach Dave Canales, who also hasn't been off to a hot start considering the 0-2 start to the season. But I will say this, I do think, and I'll say this probably for the first time ever, I do think benching Bryce Young was the correct move. After seeing him in the first 2 weeks, it's pretty clear that he's still shell-shocked. He still looks scared and skittish and like a rookie, like a young player that was thrown on the Carolina Panthers. I still think that there is a path for Bryce in the NFL. I can't let go of it fully. I don't know if that path can be with the Panthers or like the Garden Gnomes or something. I did believe in Bryce for the season because I just kind of assumed that shell shock I was talking about wouldn't be there anymore and he would overcome that. But man, it's tough out there for him. I mean, he doesn't look anything like he did at Bama, and the Panthers don't look good either, but he has a lot to clean up. And since we are on the topic of disappointments, my Ravens just got squashed by Tammy Lynn's brother husband. The Ravens continue to struggle on the O-line. It was strange what happened this last game against the Raiders. They had, their rookie right tackle, Roger Rosengarten, who they drafted in the late second round, and they were kind of rotating him out in and out with Patrick McCarry, which is like, if you don't feel comfortable starting an undersized rookie against the Vegas Strip baby eater, maybe just don't start him at all. Next up on the agenda, Sam Darnold is the way, the truth, and the life. That's all there. That's all I needed to say there. And someone who is quickly becoming one of my favorite players in the league, the blackest white quarterback, my savior, Baker Mayfield. He continues to make the Browns look stupid. They're off to a 2-0 start. The chemistry with him, Chris Godwin, and Mike Evans is very evident. It's very clear and credible so far 2 games into the year. That's something that was missing from last season, in my opinion. I do think those were still great, 3 great players last year, but especially after getting, a contract with Baker done and establishing, like, this is his home, which it is. Baker was born to be a Buck. Like, he is the energy that the Bucks want to radiate off, and he enforces it quite a lot. While Baker Mayfield continues to collect wins, Deshun Watson continues to collect sexual assault cases and turnovers. To be fair, there was some hope for the Browns and Deshun Watson after last week against the Jaguars. They did have an okay win. He didn't turn the ball over. Yeah. This whole thing just still looks stupid. I mean, how much are they paying Deshun to play like this? And he does have another case, like I said a second ago, so that's a whole other pot of tea for another rainy day. Now let's talk a little bit about the rookie quarterbacks and how that's been going. First off, the Wonder Boy, Caleb Williams. It's been a rough go at it for him too, as you can assume and probably know. All the spotlights in the world are on him. My main problem with the Bears at the moment is the offensive play calling. If you were wondering what could stop a loaded receiving room with a generational rookie quarterback at the helm, it's Shane Waldron. Every single time. I don't know why they're not just giving more manufactured touches, just giving the ball in general more to DJ Moore. Keenan Allen's been out to get that, but DJ Moore definitely should be getting the ball a lot more, and they need to be getting it out quicker. Now, there's a lot more for Caleb to clean up. He's not been playing perfect ball at all. I think the people that have been saying that he should get benched or whatever are stupid. It is 2 weeks in. This is a tough, kind of video to make. It's a little bit late. We're almost into week 3, but yeah, week 2 had some interesting stuff. I just got too excited not to talk about it, but it is really early in the year to make a whole lot of assessments of what to make of everything. The Bears are 1-1 though, so yeah. And to the people saying, like, pointing out Caleb Williams' stats and how he's been doing, and then comparing them to Justin Fields last year, I will remind you that was Justin Fields' 3rd year in the league. I know he didn't have the same weapons, but you're comparing 2 games from a rookie to someone who was in their 3rd year in the league and still didn't have much figured out. But I will say, really quick before I get on to the other quarterbacks, Justin Fields has been awesome. I hope that the Steelers continue to start him. It's been a joy watching him play more of his brand of football and also grow and develop. He's very clearly gotten better at the game and has slowed down in his brain in terms of processing and understanding the info that is being given to him. He also isn't turning the ball over, so as of right now, only positive things to say about Justin Fields. I never said that, I think he's a bad quarterback. I just always said that the Bears should trade him and acquire Caleb Williams. And part of the reason I did say that is because I thought Justin needed to try again somewhere else. I think he needed to kind of hit the reset button. And I wouldn't be surprised if, the Steelers have another 9-8 season, and this is what they roll with at quarterback for a little while. Moving on to more rookies, Jaden Daniels has been fine for the Commanders. The way the Commanders are letting this play out with him has been a way of dealing with a rookie quarterback that I really like, which is not just throwing them in the fire. They almost have kind of treated Jaden Daniels like he's a little bit of a separate entity from the team. They're not putting a lot on his shoulders. They're not really asking him to go and win football games necessarily. They're just like, hey, just do your thing, do what's comfortable. We're going to give you easy stuff to do, and just do it at the highest level. And if we don't get a touchdown and lose the game, so be it. And, that's obviously not ideal. Everyone wants, a rookie to come in and have Super Bowl expectations, should always be thinking about the Super Bowl. But the reality of the Commanders is they're not making the playoffs this year. They are one of the worst rosters in the league. And as solid of a start that Jaden Daniels has had to the season, I doubt he's going to make incredibly drastic improvements over the course of the season. I think what you're looking at right now is kind of about what you're going to get for the rest of the season. Obviously, we're going to see bigger plays. Obviously, he's going to get better, but I'm not projecting him to have just a crazy cracked out year and take Washington to, 9 to 10 wins or whatever. And I can't really talk on Drake May because he isn't starting, but this is a good excuse to bring up the Patriots and what Gerard Mayo has been doing. Yeah, Bill Belichick's gone. He slid right in on the defensive play calling, and really they haven't missed a beat at all. Deion White obviously has stepped up. I'm a huge fan of Jacoby Brissett. That dude is a dog. I love how he just plays his game too and just, knows his role a little bit. I don't mean that in like a little bro way, but he knows his role. He knows he is not the future. He knows he is a really solid backup that they expect to take care of the ball and help develop their 4th overall pick at quarterback, Drake May. Next up for the rookies, we have Bo Nix. Yikes, bud. Now, I will say that I believe as the season progresses, I think Nix is going to get better, just like I say with all of them. But, there's some people you believe in, some people you don't. I definitely believe in Bo Nix and that he'll kind of reach that floor that we thought he had heading into this season. That was kind of the thing with him, is he's not a super high upside guy that's going to compete with Patrick Mahomes necessarily, but he will be good right now in his rookie and sophomore season. So far, it hasn't looked that way, but I'm still kind of believing in that plan. I think Sean Payton is a good enough coach to get a young quarterback like that back on the road. I just think that they need to find, an identity on offense of some sort, because right now it's nothing. It's not even Cortland Sutton, really. It's just sad. Oh, and by the way, why haven't people been talking about Alvin Kamara being a top of the league back for the last 6 or so years? I swear he's one of the most underrated running backs in the league. He put on a clinic against the Cowboys. It was insane. Not that that's anything new. I guess the Cowboys thought this was a playoff game the way they sold it. Frankly, the Cowboys should have just let their entire D-line, barring Micah Parsons, walk to New Orleans with the Saints, because boy, were they helping them out the whole game. It's really the D-line, the linebackers, the tough guys, the big meatheads, those guys are not very good for Dallas right now. And the Los Angeles Rams are losing receivers to IR at the same rate valedictorian era children were after sniffing grass or breathing oxygen, really. Which all brings us back to the Cardinals, who walloped, any W word you want to use. They did that to the Rams. I've said this a little bit before in this video, but I'm going to just make the call right now. I got a good feeling that the Cardinals have a win this weekend, guys. I really feel it. I know it's the Lions and everything. I was talking about the over, but I feel like they're going to do it. I feel like they're going to have a pretty solid season, man. This offense is going to be insane, and it's just going to get better and better. That's going to wrap up some of the important points and stuff I wanted to say from week 1 and 2. Sorry, it's been a little while since I uploaded. You don't care why I haven't, but I haven't, and I'm going to try 2 more, so make sure you guys stay tuned in. Bye.